Well, a year ago, the Denver Broncos certainly made the case for the old football adage, defense wins championships. And at the heart of that was Super Bowl MVP Von Miller, who, after his win, then embarked on quite a whirlwind offseason. I had the chance to reflect upon all of it with Von, thanks to Old Spice. This is Face to Face. A year ago, you're in Super Bowl 50, wreaking havoc on that Panthers offense and ending up as MVP. So as you look back on it, what memory always bubbles to the surface?
It has to be the confetti, dropping for me. The confetti dropping. It was just a sense of accomplishment. It felt like we were finished. We were done. We did everything that we could possibly do. And, it's only one team that can get that feeling in the National Football League, and it felt great for that to be us.
Did it change your life?
I think it definitely changed my life. My life was already, great. Life is great for all of us, and I feel like, I was at a great place in my life before, but, after winning the Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP and everything that comes with it, life, it definitely changes.
How would you describe your life after that whirlwind offseason?
It's throughout, before the Super Bowl MVP and after the Super Bowl MVP, I've always been the same Von. So, with all the changes around me in the environment and the people that, I associate with now, I'm always the same Von. So it's different, but it's not, really that different.
How do you stay the same? How do you not let all of the attendant things that happen and the demands on your time, the fame?
Throughout the exposure, you're going to, meet new guys and meet new people and be around, new and exciting things. But my core group of guys, the nucleus of guys that I have around me, that's always going to stay the same. And those guys keep me grounded. Those guys, we talk, and, I've taken all the way back to second grade, with the guys that I keep in my circle. So keeping those guys around me, they consistently, remind me of who I really am.
And how would they describe you?
Just the goofy kid the class clown from Dallas, Texas, the nerd from Dallas, Texas. And, I'm always reminded of that, and I embrace that, 100%.
How much of Texas, since we're sitting here at Super Bowl 51, is still in your heart? How much of the state do you take with you?
100%. I grew up in the state of Texas, here in Dallas. Went to Texas A&M. It doesn't get, any bigger than that in the state of Texas. And it's just in my blood. I'm an Aggie through and through, and being here for, the Super Bowl is definitely enjoyable. I would like to be here and play, in my city, Houston, but being here and enjoying the Super Bowl and seeing how, wonderful the city is with the Super Bowl around is definitely enjoyable.
People always say, you've lived it, how crazy Texans are for the sport of football, but can you describe that, having gone through that and grown up in that kind of atmosphere?
I wouldn't say it's crazy, but, Texas, football is the state of Texas. And, from high school to even Little League football, football is a huge, thing here in the state of Texas, and I think it'll always be that way.
You've said that you want this upcoming offseason to be different than last year. How so?
For one, I didn't, win a Super Bowl. I'm not going to win the Super Bowl MVP this year. So I'm going to have a whole lot, more time on my hands to, really just get right with my body. I've always wanted to just, get away from all the, extra, stuff that comes with the offseason and just work on my body, just work out every single day, take full advantage of the offseason, and want to see where that gets me.
So where do you do that? Like, where do you get away when you want to escape all of that?
I really like San Francisco. It has the LA vibe. It has the Cali vibe, but it's not as busy as LA. It has all the natural things that I need to work out, the sand hills, the sand dunes, the stairs. I have a great trainer out in San Francisco, so I'm going to be out in San Francisco this offseason.
What's the toughest workout you do?
All of them are tough. All of them are tough. I think, running up and down the stairs over in Presidio by the Golden Gate Bridge. I think, doing that 10 times, that'll be tough for anybody. So, definitely the stairs are a huge struggle for me.
How do people respond to you now when they see you?
It's pretty much the same. I think my energy, I transmit the same energy before the Super Bowl, even after the Super Bowl. I'm the same guy, so I feel like I get the same, positive energy back.
How much does it hurt to not have made the playoffs?
It's tough. It's tough. I think at the beginning of the year when you told us you guys are going to win the Super Bowl this year, but you're not going to make the playoffs. I think we all would have, you know, signed that deal right away. It's you know, it's unfortunate not to make the playoffs. That's what, you know, the National Football League is about, making it to the playoffs, getting the opportunity, you know, to play for the Super Bowl. That's what makes our sport great. So if you're not doing that, you're not truly accomplishing everything that we're here to do. So, you know, it hurts, but you know, I really think we'll be better, bigger and better from this experience.
How so?
Just learning. You know, every single year.
Learn?
Every single year you get, you know, new guys. You get the younger guys get exposure to big games. You know, we had half our team was going last year. So, you know, all the young guys, they have had exposure to big-time games, you know, playing, you know, the Patriots, playing, you know, the Oakland Raiders on primetime television. All of the young guys have, you know, seen it and felt it. And I think the second time around, we'll be a whole lot better at handling those situations.
A lot of changes, and your coach has had to retire, Gary Kubiak, and you wrote a beautiful essay about him, about what he meant to you, and talked about dedicating yourself to carrying on the mission that he gave you. What was that mission?
He always made me feel like that it was more for me to do. You know, he always made me feel like that my personality and who I was, that I can make a huge difference with the team. Like if he asked me to go, you know, talk to a certain group of guys, you know, kind of like a secret, you know, covert mission. He always had me on, you know, that type of stuff, and I really appreciated that. I felt like it made me feel like staff. It made me feel like I had, you know, a bigger purpose than what I already had on the football team. And, you know, I really appreciated, you know, him giving me that respect and him, you know, treating me the way that he did.
So he saw you as a leader. Mm-hmm. Have you always seen yourself that way?
I've always saw myself as a leader. And I wouldn't say I'm the traditional, you know, Peyton Manning. I'm not the Peyton Manning of leaders or the DeMarcus, where, you know, I'm more of a locker room type of guy. I'm the people's champ. I'm the people's leader. You know, keeping it real has always been, you know, a gift and a curse, you know, for me. So I'm going to always keep it real, and I think that's why the guys in the locker room, you know, appoint me to the leadership position. So I've always felt like I've had, you know, leadership qualities, and I've always felt like I've been a leader, but my direction is not going to be, you know, in the, you know, traditional direction of, you know, leadership.
What do you mean? You're more like taking a guy aside rather than speaking to the team?
You know, instead of, you know, standing up and, you know, saying, you know, stuff in front of the team, I'd rather, you know, just let it naturally happen in practice. I'd rather just make a play, you know, go to the sideline, tell guys how I made that play, see something, you know, occur, and just organic, just naturally, you know, do it. I've never been a leader that, never been a guy that just, you know, forces speeches and makes you know, stuff up. I'm not the Ray Lewis of motivational, you know, speeches. I just, you know, I just do what I do, and I just, you know, bring myself to the table, and that's my leadership skill.